यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. What really qualifies the living as enlightened living and the life as spiritual life? This is topic of our discussion right now. Let us remember this like a sutra, an aphorism. Remember throughout our lives, every day. Enlightened living is when our tomorrow looks back on its yesterday, that is today. Whenever tomorrow looks back on today, our future self looks back on the present self with a great deal of affection, acceptance and admiration. Then alone we are living an enlightened life. The future self must not look back on the present self with censure. Kimahagam sadhuna karavam kimahagam papamakaravamiti. Why did I do that? Why have I not done this? A guilt, a shame. All this must not be the affair when our future looks at the present. So live present in such a way, consciously. This is the sign of meaningful life, that is spiritual life. Such living, tasmat jagrata jagrata, is the teaching. Live life consciously, tasmat jagrata, jagrata. Be aware, be careful, be conscious. This living alone can actualize religion. We are blessed with religion, but it is our responsibility to actualize it. Bhagavan gives us a possibility. Actualizing the possibility is our responsibility. We can say like this: Bhagavan gives you the seeds, planting them in the right soil, giving some nourishment, watering it, and helping it grow into a sapling, and thereafter a tree, thereafter a very big tree. That all depends on you. God gives you only seeds, that's all. Bijasyantarivankuro jagadidam. Andamadiri. He gives you seed. He gave you the seeds of peace, contentment, happiness. Each one of us, we are carrying those seeds within us, but we are not actualizing them. Thus, the religion is also given. Bhagavan gives all the great seers, rishis, they also give that religion to us. But that religion, though it is found in our lives in the form of this ritual, that prayer, this puja, that vratam, this tirthatanam, etc., is not yielding the fruit of wisdom. Why? Because it is a seed. You cannot expect a seed to give you a shade. You cannot expect seed by being seed to give you fruit, to nourish you. Correct? So it is our responsibility, kartavya. It is our responsibility to actualize religion. So living life in such a way to actualize religion is called an enlightened living. Once religion is actualized, suddenly you will see a living religion. Not the religion of yore, not the fossilized religion, but religion pulsating with life. Religion, when actualized, becomes alive, animate, as well as most authentic. Each one of us must question the religion that I am following now in the name of so much activity. Is it alive? Is it animate? Is it authentic? A. Once religion becomes alive, I am talking my experience now. Once religion becomes alive, it displays a startling quality. That's the miracle. A startling quality it displays. And what is that? It literally takes over every aspect of life. Now we are acquainted with some religion which is some remote part of our lives. As Swami Vivekananda said 100 years ago, our religion is confined to kitchen. That is the tragedy. Why people are not happy in spite of such religion? Because the religion we have confined to kitchen. In kitchen we have a small shelf dedicated for Devata, Murti, etc. and you stand there, do Namaskaram. That's all, you are done with Bhagavan for the day. The religion is not occupying the entire life. We have compartmentalized it thoroughly. Rather, we have arrested God in the kitchen. Religion is not alive. See, moment religion becomes alive, it takes over every aspect of life. There is no other aspect which can remain aloof now. There are hundreds of aspects of our own life, of our own self, of our own mind that become tones and tunes, ever singing the anthem of antagonism whenever the topic of higher comes into the life. Higher values, there is something which is saying no to that. Let us meditate. There is already something which is saying, how can we meditate now after eating food? No meditation. Love God, how is it possible? Don't you sense that? Is it not some reality that I am talking about? Bhagavan is there to protect you. Why will he protect me? Finally, God, is he really there? There is some aspect in us which is questioning all this. Forget about you and me. This was the dilemma faced by Gajendra. He was also praying, oh Bhagavan, please come and protect me. I am being tortured by this alligator. Please come and protect me. He was chanting so many prayers. And suddenly came this voice in him. Kaladanduru deenulayada, kaladanduru yogi ganamula palan kaladanduru. Anni disala kaladanduru. Kaladu kaladanedi vaadu, kalado ledo. I am chanting these many prayers and I don't see any response from him. He seems not caring for all this. The one who is praised as the omnipresent, is he there or not? Kaladu, Kaledu, Anedi Vadu, Kalado, Ledo. Whether he is there or not. Gajendra. The Gajendra is there in us also. We are chanting some prayer. Immediately some aspect is saying, who knows? Who has seen God? There is some aspect. Let us live a life of morality, of high standards. We did not complete the sentence. Something is already saying, how is it for be practical. As if being practical is synonymous with being immoral. We must examine ourselves like this. What is happening? See that. Don't simply say, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. That I am Brahman is not reality now. This is the reality. Hundreds of voices making so much noise. Antagonistic to higher things. Somebody invites us for some time pass party. We find time. But satsanga, invitation comes. I am very busy, Satsang, where is the time? As the expression goes, I don't have time to die. I don't have time to die, you are asking me to come to satsanga. See, something says no to that. Many traits of our personality are like this. That is called samsara vritti. When religion becomes alive, it takes over all these things. It subdues all that. Rather, at the very instance religion becomes alive, all these things are subdued by its influence. It's not that religion puts in a special effort in subduing. Religion becomes alive, in that instant this happens. All these vrittis become subdued. Not only that, they also become supportive in leading a meaningful life. The vrittis which were opposing all this, now they assume a supporting role. The only difference between the samsari and a sadhaka is this. In samsari, the vrittis are opposing the progress, meaning, contentment, peace. A sadhaka is the one in whom the same vrittis, same mind, same intellect has assumed a supporting role towards the fulfillment of human birth, meaning of human birth. And the second one, religion when is animate, it calls the individuals to the most momentous and highest adventure that they can undertake. Human birth is meant for an adventure. It is not meant for living a life of ahara nidra bhaya maithunancha. It is meant for an adventure. To accept that adventure, the only support is religion that is animate. It calls you for such wonderful adventure. Adventure. I will go to Manas Sarovar and I will do Kailasa Parikrama, one more adventure. That too supported by so many oxygen cylinders. Portable oxygen I will take and I will take up that adventure, Swamiji, wonderful. Right? Manas Sarovar, Kailasa Parikrama, this and that, spending time on the summits of Tibetan mountains. All this is not adventure. The real adventure is confronting oneself. That is the real adventure. mastering the mind. That is the real adventure. So, when religion becomes awakened, animate, this is the call one receives to confront, to master, and to realize oneself. And the third one, authentic religion. Please listen very carefully. We know only words, now we are seeing the meaning of them. The authentic religion alone is the conduit for the most greatest as well as the inexhaustible power and strength called dharma. You hear this word quite often, right? Dharma. Dharma, the inexhaustible strength, power, which upholds the entire cosmos. The authentic religion becomes a conduit for that dharma to enter the human life. This greatest strength enters human heart only through an authentic religion. Now just imagine, once we are blessed and endowed with such capacity, such strength of dharma, what is not possible for us towards living a meaningful and spiritual life? What are those impediments that can challenge us? Therefore, this is the glory of religion. We don't understand all this because we don't actualize it. We don't see religion alive, animate, and authentic in our lives. That's a tragedy. Therefore, this expression, I don't want religion, I want spirituality. Without all this, where is meaning? Without all this, where is spirituality? When such dharma enters your life, when you reverentially, each word is to be contemplated, therefore I am very slowly progressing. An alert and reverential response to that dharma is called Shraddha. Shraddha, another word. We often hear these words in spiritual discourses. Whenever you read scripture, these are the words which you encounter, dharma, Shraddha. And we are lost into shlokas again. Shoka is sitting inside, shlokas are being chanted by the tongue. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparas sanyate indriyaha. What is Shraddha? Shraddhavan jnanam labhate astu sa Shraddha ka. What is that Shraddha? Swamiji, Shraddha means, faith. Do you think that word is that easy to understand? Shraddha, very big word. Dharma, very big word. You may be surprised to know that to define this word, two-syllabled word, dharma, Professor P.V. Kane in the history of Dharma Shastra dedicated 400 pages. Definitions of definition. Because one statement cannot be a definition for this. It is such pervasive word. Entire Sanatana Mata can be summed up in one word, dharma, that's all. And Shraddha. Shraddha is not what we exhibit with bodily gestures. Some people have that quality. I see them. I am saying something, they say. They think that is all Shraddha. No. Shraddha is this, an alert and most reverential response to the dharma which is entering your life. Shraddha. In Veda, we have one sukta called Shraddha Suktam. I spoke on it in my regular classes, some 30-40 classes I believe, and of them 9 classes only to define Shraddha. So such is the Shraddha. When you personalize dharma, it is Shraddha. It is not mere interest. It is not mere enthusiasm. It is not mere inquisitiveness. Forget about curiosity. It is this alert response to dharma. So this is actuality of religion. Now I will show you the other side. As opposed to this authentic, alive and animate religion is something known as adopted religion. We are only acquainted with this, adopted religion. We have adopted something, some lifestyle, and we labeled it as religion. Because there are few slokas or few things in Sanskrit, we think this is all religion. Or in Latin, German, we think this is religion. This is all adopted. Now, it is our duty to question, what religion are we following? Is it an adopted version or the AAA religion? Alive, animate and authentic. Swamiji, what is adopted religion? Adopted religion, I will give you a small word for that. Just remember that word. With the help of that acronym, try to see. Then you will discover whether your religion is an adopted one or it is an authentic one. The acronym is IBIS. I-B-I-S. Oh, IBIS means in cameras we have Swamiji. Yes. In cameras it is called in-body image stabilization, with the help of which you can capture perfect pictures. IBIS. Okay, you have captured the picture. Picture is perfect, but remember there is no life in that. With the help of this IBIS, you captured a beautiful sunrise. Wonderful to look at, but there is no life in it. You captured this bird, very wonderful, full of colors, but that bird will not sing. The picture of that bird will not sing. It will not flutter. Correct? Also, we have a beautiful picture of religion, but that religion will not respond. That religion will not sing. That religion will not talk to you. IBIS. Now, what is I? Inherited. You have inherited few things and you think it is religion. And B, borrowed. Few borrowed ideals, borrowed ideas. And another I, imitated. Somebody is doing that, I will also do that. He is doing some namajapa, I will also do namajapa. He puts a small vibhuti, I will smear vibhuti on the entire forehead. What forehead? On entire body. Imitation. And finally, yes, socially conditioned. Socially conditioned. Why are you doing this vratam? Satya Narayana vratam, why are you doing? The answer must be, because I love Bhagavan and I have some time now, and such a nice occasion we have in the form of Griha Pravesha, etc. We want to remember the grace of Bhagavan, hence puja. That must be the answer. But is this so? I am just giving some questions for you to consider. Don't answer. Don't tell me. Just to consider. Is our Satyanarayana Vratam like that? No. Because in their Griha Pravesham, they did that Vratam, so I will also do. Socially conditioned. Think. Socially conditioned. IBIS, religion is equal to adopted religion. So inherited, borrowed, imitated, socially conditioned religion is always adopted religion. We can deliberate upon this, but here I pause. I want all of you to enjoy the beauty of Shastra now. The nature and behavior of these two religions, the authentic religion and the adopted religion, is vividly depicted in the very opening of Kathopanishad. If one does not understand this aspect and comes to see both forms of religion, proceeding further in Kathopanishad is waste of time. On the threshold you failed. The very opening verses, 1, 2, 3, 4 verses of Kathopanishad. We suddenly jump to Yamaopadesha. This Nachiketa goes to Yamaraja and Yamaraja is teaching about Atma Vidya. We are interested in that. But that's not how the Upanishad begins. Upanishad wants us to ask ourselves this question. What is your religion now? Learn these things first. A vivid, graphic representation in the Upanishad. I am walking you through that lofty teaching now. I want all of you to chant these Upanishadic mantras after me. Actually, without your chanting also I can speak on it, but when we chant these mantras, we will develop some emotion to them, towards them. That is very important. That too, a situation like this, in satsanga, all is becoming alive. The religion and spirituality are jumping into life now. Therefore, this is the right atmosphere when both of us sit together with sole intention of understanding. Then when we chant these shlokas, these mantras, it evokes a great and a very beautiful sentiment. That's what is required. A thought, when is blessed with the right sentiment, becomes an action, right action. A required and right emotion is not supporting the thought, that thought becomes a burden. Therefore, let our pursuit be of that kind. So here begins Kathopanishad. Om Ushanhavai Vajasravasah Sarvavedasam Dadau Tasya Ha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa. The meaning is desirous of heavenly rewards. The son of Vajashrava, called Gautama, who gave away all that he possessed in one sacrifice, yajna, called Vishwajit. To him was a son named Nachiketa. Tamha Kumaram Santam Dakshinasu Niyamanasu Shraddha Avivesha Somanyata. Even though he was still an innocent boy, as presents, Dakshina is being carried, faith took possession of him. Faith took possession of him. Be careful about each word. Faith took possession. It's not that he is inviting it. Rather, it is possessing him. And saha amanyata, he thought. Who? That Nachiketa thought. Pitodakaha jagdhatrinaha dugdhadohaha nirindriyaha anandanamate lokaha tan sagacchati tadadat. These are opening verses of Kathopanishad, 1, 2, 3. Dakshina was in the form of Godana. Pitodakaha. The cows have drunk water. They drank all the water. That means they don't have any more energy even to drink water now. That is the idea. They drank all the water. Jagdhatrunaha. They have eaten all the grass. Dugdhadohaha. They have yielded all the milk. Nirindriyaha. They are now devoid of all power of the organs. The organs are not working anymore. Very weak, very old. Such cows are being given as dakshina. That means we are on the correct track. Since the days of your whatever is not useful to us, samarpayami. This is how people are. But now Upanishad says, Upanishad, Vedanta, our spiritual teachings don't consider our sentiments. They speak truth unapologetic. ये क्या सोचेगा, वो क्या सोचेगा, ऐसा थोड़ी सोचते. सत्य का उद्घाटन एक गर्जना के समान होती है. You don't consider sentiments. What people think. Whatever you think, that's your problem. Basically, you cannot think, first of all. It's an audacity to say that what people think. People don't think. They don't know how to think, which I am going to prove now. I will prove it. Upanishad says now, Anandanamate lokaha tan sagacchati tadadat. Whoever gives dakshina like this. Now what is being hinted? Superficial religion. Some ritual we do, something we do, all the peripheral activity. No heart is involved, no soul is committed. Karmendriyani sanyamya yaste manasa smaraniti. Adopted religion. Kuch kar do. Do something. Do something kind of religion. Whoever follows such religion and whoever thinks that it is the religion and thus wastes one's life, they enter into those lokas. They attain such lokas which are called anandaha, joyless. Joyless means sorrow. So in spite of following that adopted religion, the consequence is sorrow. Atra lokashabdena, not merely some sphere, not merely some place that you go. It has different meanings. Loka means generally some world. But lokyate anubhuyate iti lokaha. Lokyate anubhuyate. What one experiences is loka. Right now, this experience of satsanga is a loka. If your hearts are reveling in this jnana, this is Brahmaloka for you. Right now in Nashville it is Brahmaloka. If suppose you feel, Amma, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samstita, then this very place, which is Brahmaloka for someone, suddenly becomes Patala for some other person. Because by this word loka, experience is meant. Lokyate anubhuyate. So anandanamate lokaha tan sagacchati. The one with adopted religion will enter into those lokas which are called joyless lokas. That means his experience ever will be joyless. He comes to temple with a long face. Wherever he goes, he carries that long face with him. And sometimes a poker face. We cannot make out what he is thinking. And he is singing bhajan. Ananda Sagara Muralidhara. How should it be? Ananda, overflowing joy. When you are saying Ananda, each cell of your body should resonate with that emotion. But Ananda Sagara Murali, sorrow, long face. Swami Vivekananda told that no one ever can reach God with a long face. Him I call irreligious, who is not cheerful. They have forgotten all that. I am not proposing any new idea, but I am just repeating what those Mahatmas repeatedly said. So why in spite of worshipping God, devotion, singing, bhajan, kirtan, why face is like this? My Guru used to tell me that people ask, what is the proof of samsara? Then says, their very face. Sansar mein dukh hai, there is so much sorrow in the world. What is the proof? What can serve as an evidence? Their very face. Don't bother to read Brahma Sutra Bhashya about that. What is samsara, what is dukkha? Just see that face. That's enough. Why? Because adopted religion cannot give you a happy disposition. Ananda namate lokaha tan sagacchati. All your experiences in no time will turn into sorrow. Understand? Therefore, now this boy saw all that. This is the small description. Now here we are seeing two people. One is Gautama, who is performing that yajna and giving this dakshina, etc. Another one is this small boy, Nachiketa. Gautama represents the adopted religion, while Nachiketa represents the alive, animate and authentic religion. Because Nachiketa's religion is 3A religion, Shraddha Vivesha. Father of Nachiketa is Gautama. Gautama is performing such an elaborate ritual, still Shraddha is not blessing him. But this boy who is just seeing all that, innocent, Shraddha, Avivesha. Avivesha means entered. Samantat Vivesha. Completely entered into the heart of Nachiketa. Moment religion becomes alive, that's all. That very religion becomes a conduit for the inexhaustible strength and power that upholds this cosmos to enter into human heart, human life. Sayeva Shraddha, Shraddha Vivesha. And see the beauty. After Shraddha Vivesha, the immediate word is Saha Amanyata. That boy started to think. Amanyata. He thought. What Upanishad is trying to tell you and me? Only after Shraddha enters into one's life, one can really think. Before that, one cannot think. Only thoughts occur. Movement of thoughts from left to right, right to left, up and down, that's not thinking. That's not thinking. Thinking happens only after the advent of Shraddha. If only we can think, that thinking becomes meditation. Meditation is not meant for stopping the thoughts, but that's how it is being defined nowadays. I don't want to think. Please teach me thoughtless meditation. I need not teach you. You are already that. You are already thoughtless. Otherwise, you won't ask me like, thinking is a beauty. Thinking is an endowment. Rather, it is your speciality. Animals cannot think. You can think. Now you want to get rid of thinking in the name of meditation. That means you want to go back to that animalistic tendency. Why meditation? It's not meditation, meditation it is. The real meaning of the word meditation in English language is to reflect. It's not to sit like this. It's not to get rid of thoughts, but to think. The greatest thoughts of Marcus Aurelius are condensed in that book, and the title of the book is Meditation. Is any prakriya being taught in that book? Let's sit down like this, close your eyes now, meditation. No. I wonder if this crazy meditation obsessed fellows, if they buy that book, seeing the title, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, they open the book and read 100 pages, still he is not teaching any meditation. He is talking or talking. Meditation is deliberation. Dhyana means deliberation. And we have lost all these beautiful meanings. Again, we have imported some ideas, borrowed some ideas, and IBIS definitions we have now. Meditation, no thought state. It happened long ago. Somebody told me, I have been to this meditation practice, I have learned so much. Now, in no time, I can enter into supernatural, supra-mental state. I said, wow, wonderful. God bless you, continue. No, I want you to see that. I told him, how can I see? You enter into some supernatural state, how can I understand that? No. When I enter into that state, I cannot hear any sound. I cannot feel any sensation. No sound I can cognize. That's how like this. Then I said, how much time do you require to go to that state? He said, just like that, in 2 minutes. You want to see that? Being so curious, I said, yes, please demonstrate. Then he sat like that. 2 minutes over. Still I thought, to enter that state, maybe some traffic will be there. Let us give 2 more minutes. After 5 minutes, I did this. Really, I did this. Sir, I have just now clapped. Do you hear this? No, I don't hear anything. This really happened. I am not joking. This really happened. People have so much fantasy and all that. So this is what meditation. They think it to be. No, meditation is thinking. If you think, thought is not a burden. If you don't think, thought is a burden. Understand? Thought by itself is not burden on your psyche. If you think, thought is a play, game. If you know how to swim, water becomes the great medium of sport. If you don't know, the same water will drown you. Simple. You should learn swimming, not emptying the ocean. Can you empty the ocean with your little chembu and all that? And with the small vessel, can you empty the ocean? Never. You have to learn swimming. So too, I will remove all my thoughts. Not possible. Ocean. It is ocean. I think all the 7 oceans of the world are nothing before this ocean. Check for yourself. Consult your own experience. Is there a moment when you could really see that state called no thought state? No. Impossible. Right now people are thinking, oh, really? Oh, no thought is not. You are thinking, see, I don't want any thoughts is also a thought. I can sense a doubt now. Swamiji, how about Sushupti Avastha? Vedanta people, highly mischievous people. They know only to play shenanigans, that's all. In deep sleep we are not thinking. Iru thambi iru. The class in which you are a failure student. I am the principal of that school. Listen to me first. Even in deep sleep, there is a fundamental thought. Even in deep sleep. The thought called and thought is there. One is ajnana, one is ananda. That thought is there. Because there exists that undifferentiated thought, you are able to report this upon waking, that I had a wonderful sleep. Swamiji, sound sleep. I made so much sound that no one could sleep. Sound sleep I enjoyed. How are you reporting it? If there is no thought to cognize that state, how can you say it is so happy? How can you report that it was an inviting experience? There is that thought. Also ananda. You have experienced a kind of joy, relative joy, because those aspects which create so much noise, they are not available. You have that ananda anubhava. Not Brahmananda as such, but some ananda. So even in deep sleep you have thought. So thoughts can never be ceased. Remember this. Then what is that amanaska avastha? Flowery expression. Shastra uses flowery expressions. Take Shastra seriously, not literally. If you take it literally, you will go mad. Amanaska avastha, a state of no mind, implies that mind has become so light for that Mahatma that he never feels the presence of it. The way health can be defined as the state of being in which one feels the absence of body. Will that mean that there is no body? Body is there, but so healthy that you don't feel it. If you feel the knees, then there is pain in the knee. Correct? If you are profoundly feeling the head, what does it mean? You are in a satsanga. Talai vali, abbaha, you feel it. That's the reason pain is called Vedana. In Sanskrita, pain is called Vedana. You are knowing it. Rather, it wants you to know. In spite of you, you are knowing it. Vedana. So, health is that state of being wherein one feels the absence of the body. So too, no mind implies that mind has become so light that it is no more a burden. Thoughts have become so light, so feathery, that they prove no more a burden to you. Thinking is that. That is called meditation. Once Shraddha enters, whatever you think is a meditation. Rightly you can think. Understand? Parikshya lokan happens then and then alone. Parikshya lokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat. Do you think just like that it will happen? No. Once Shraddha comes, every thought is but parikshya lokan. Every thought scrutinizes the quality of experience. Every thought. No deliberation as such. No particular activity as such. The very nature of thought becomes like that. It scrutinizes every experience. What am I getting out of it? Is this the way to be? Your thought becomes, in a way, your teacher. Before Shraddha, then what is thinking? There is no thinking. Before Shraddha, the movement of thoughts can be called karking, not thinking. It means confusion, not thinking. Therefore, for the first time, thinking comes into our life. Saha amanyata, saha kumaraha, saha balaha, that innocent boy, now started thinking. Now is seeing. Seeing and seeing through. Father is giving dakshina of such cows. Such a big yajna is happening and dakshinas are like this. What yajna is this? What kind of devotion is this? What kind of worship is this? He is clearly seeing now. Adopted religion, he is seeing it now. How can we justify all this? How it serves as a means for meaningful life? He is clearly seeing. And here is the father, himself a scholar, Gautama. Being his son, he cannot say anything. He cannot confront generally. That's how our sentiments are. It is because my father is doing this, it's okay. Because my mother is doing this, it's okay. But once thinking comes, you cannot behave so. You will question that. Not to disregard someone, but you cannot be happy with the disregard of dharma in the name of devotion. You cannot be contented with the disregard of dharma in the name of religion, etc. You will raise your voice. Transcending the filial sentiment, now the boy raises his voice. What is happening? The performers of such activities will go into joyless worlds. Father, what's happening? What is this? Devotion. What is this performance of ritual? Finally, what is all this? Religion. Finally, what it amounts to? He started thinking. See, this is all result of religion, not of some blind meditation, not of some so-called baseless spirituality. Shraddha, dharma, religion. Then see the strength of this boy. He went to the father. Father, whom are you going to give me away as dakshina? Instead of giving these cows, give me away. And father, as usual, said, hey, go away. Then boy came again, tell me, आप हमें किसको देंगे दक्षिणा में? Hey, don't disturb me, go. Third time he came. Annoyed, the father said, Mrityave aham dasyami. I give you to death. Annoyed. He said, thank you, namaste. I'm going now. Where? To Mrityuloka. See the fearlessness. See the strength. At the very mentioning of the word death, people feel amangalam, right? People get terrified. Many people are not interested to come to satsanga because here discussion of death will be, such a discussion happens as such amangalam, always talking about death. People don't like. Upon hearing that word, the Nachiketa said, I will go. Fearlessly, such a strength. Shraddha is that strength. Adventure, see the adventure. And he goes to Yamaloka. Generally, Yama comes to our loka to take us away. But now here is this boy who went and knocked at the door of Yama. Because of that strength, that power of Shraddha, the Lord of Death became not the tormentor, but the teacher to that boy and taught Brahma Vidya. Yama became an Acharya. Able to see this now. This is the power of Shraddha. Kathopanishad is saying, if you have this Shraddha, then you proceed. Religion and spirituality is for you. Otherwise, if you still read Upanishad, it will confuse you. That is the reason why many people, in the name of the pursuit of Vedanta, they become Devantaha. Devan Atmanam Hantayati. Finally, they kill themselves. They become so stubborn. They become dry. And as they themselves declare, they are Vedantins, not Vedantics. I am a Vedantic. Unlike you, Vedantins. You must be Vedantic. not Vedantin. Understand? So, the real religion, just remember this word, real religion, triple A religion, A. I just want you to repeat that. Alive, animate, authentic religion. That's a real religion. And contrary, adopted religion. Adopted religion is IBIS religion. I, inherited. B, borrowed. I, imitation. And yes, socially conditioned. This real religion actually is not ritual, actually is not a lifestyle, actually is not some timetable, not some mere discipline. That I get up, Brahma Muhurta. When I get up? When God is still sleeping, I get up. That's my religion. Religion is not all this. Religion, real religion is a voyage. Of course, in space and time, but with the eternal theme of wisdom and peace that transcends the limitations of space and time. Of course, you go to a temple, moment in space and time, but the theme is eternal theme, not the theme ephemeral. Baba mujhe kuch de dijiye, Baba de do Baba, de do Baba, de do Baba. This is not the theme. I want that wisdom. I want that peace which surpasses all conditioning. If this is your theme and the voyage happens, though it is in space, though it is in time, that is called real pilgrimage. That's called real religion. Are you able to see the crystal clear image of religion? This what truly is religion, culture. No name for it. You can choose to call it with 100 names. This is religion. So, eternal theme of Brahma Nirvana. That is religion. Now question comes. Wonderful Swamiji, very nice to hear all this. Where to begin this religion? And how to begin this religion? Where should I start? Enlightened living and spiritual life. Pradipta Jivanam. Prabuddha Jivanam. Where to begin? Now to get the real answer, we must revisit the fourth Anuvaka of Ganapati Atharva Sirsha Upanishad, which we chanted in the morning class. Now we will try to extract that teaching. Tvam Vangmayaha, Tvam Chinmayaha, Tvam Anandamayaha, Tvam Brahmamayaha, Tvam Satchidanandaha Advitiyaha, Tvam Gnana Vijnanamayaha. These are the words. I am not now going to give you the exact translation. I gave you already in the morning class. Now we are trying to extract the teaching. We are trying to understand the suggestion. Now just become aware of these words. Vak, Chit, Ananda, Brahma, Gnana and Vijnana. Tvam Vak Mayaha Vangmayaha. Tvam Chit Mayaha Chinmayaha. Tvam Anandamayaha. Tvam Brahmamayaha. Tvam Gnana Mayaha Vijnana Mayaha Asi. These are the words. I just want you to repeat. Vak, Chit, Ananda, Brahma, Gnana, Vijnana. So it all begins with the word Vak. Vak means speech. So where shall I begin? Here, in the speech. Not with puja, not with japa, not with some other austerity. The spiritual life begins. It begins with speech. Swamiji, we know how to speak, so Can we assume that we already started? Speech should be with consciousness. Tvam vangmayaha chinmayaha. Vak and chit. So, more and more you become conscious of your speech, spiritual life begins for you. Yeah, I am conscious of my speech when I ask for give me this, give me that. I am conscious. I am conscious of grammar also, Swamiji. Speech implies thoughts as well as actions. How? Thought precedes speech, and speech becomes a cause for action. Without thinking, can you speak? I think I can. That's the thought. Yes or no? So, speech implies thoughts. Also, without speech you cannot act. Without thinking you cannot speak. Without speaking you cannot act. No, Swamiji, without telling anyone I act. No, you are talking to yourself. Even that is speech. Before doing something, are we not talking to ourselves as well as others? So, speech precedes the action. So, thus, vak implies both thoughts and actions as well as the word, spoken word. So, here, Veda Bhagavan says, let all this be a conscious activity. Don't just blabber. Let that be a conscious activity. That means learning to be conscious about thought, word and action. That is the first step towards educating ourselves. If only we can become a bit careful, bit conscious of this vak. Iyam vak swayameva artha purna jivana nirmanaya pravartate. This speech itself is capable. The conscious speech itself is capable. Swayameva, by itself. Artha purna jivana nirmanaya pravartate. It impels you towards the meaningful life. It constructs a meaningful life. Artha purna jivanam, life of meaning. Now here comes a killer point. Artha sakshatkaro hi anandaha vyavaharikataya iti vaktum shakyate. We can clearly say, without any hesitation, that the discovery of the meaning itself is happiness on the transaction level. Brahmanandam, etc., that's all different. And I am very sincerely telling you, we are not qualified to talk about that. We don't have an understanding of it. Right now we are in requirement of relative happiness. Relative happiness, if it comes, then absolute happiness we can think about. We are suffering with absence of relative happiness. Even I crack so many jokes, people are still saying, explain that joke to me. So pathetic. How can I explain a joke? Relative happiness we don't have. So there must be relative happiness. Relative happiness is the way for absolute happiness. Relative happiness is the key to unlock the absolute happiness. So simply jumping onto those books, etc., Anandoham, Anandoham, Anandam Brahma, Anandam. What is that Ananda? So it's not words, it is an experience. It's a way. That's the reality. But no problem. This relative happiness itself is called Ananda on the transaction level. That's what really counts now. That becomes our jumping board. Don't underestimate it. So, artha sakshatkaraha he indeed anandaha iti vaktum shakyate. Very much we can say that this is happiness. So when you are learning to be conscious of your thoughts, words and actions, tvamanandamaya, that leads you to happiness in the form of discovery of the meaning. Tvamanandamaya. Swamiji, what are you saying? Discovery of meaning, and you are equating that to happiness. Whatever you want to say, you are just saying. Are you speaking scripture? We are getting a doubt now. Don't have any doubt. I am speaking the scripture. Rather, I am the only person who speaks scripture. I live in it. That's my breath. I am not equating meaning and happiness. That is so. Arthaha is Ananda. I'll just refrain from Vedanta now for a little while. Let's go to psychology. Viktor Frankl wrote a book, most celebrated work. There he says, explaining the experiences in that Nazi camp. Such a suffering it was. And he explains all that and tells us that once you can see some meaning for your life, you can survive even the worst form of suffering. In that book he wrote, what is the title of the book? Man's Search for Happiness. No, Man's Search for Meaning. Happy people are not happy people. People who search for meaning will be happy people. Happiness as goal, it's a confusion. That is our goal. Each one's goal. But how many of us have realized it? No one can, because happiness as goal is an illusion. Happiness is a byproduct, says Carl Jung. Happiness is the byproduct of a meaningful life. These are the observations of the people who studied the depths of human personality. They also said the same thing. If you can discover the meaning, you will be happy. You will be satisfied. Think. It's not some toffee called happiness that makes you happy. No. See the meaning. The meaning gives you happiness. Artha sakshatkaraha hi anandaha iti uchyate. Therefore, religion is not at all the matter of facts. Religion is not at all is a matter of facts. As a matter of fact, religion is a matter of meanings. This is the reason why when you read Bhagavata, when you read Ramayana, when you read this Prakarana, that Grantha, you will come across so many things which do not seem like facts. They are not. Shuka Yogi says at the conclusion of Bhagavata that, hey Parikshit, whatever has been told, don't take that seriously that this is how it happened. Bala Anushasanavate. To discipline a child, 100 things are told. Like that, I gave you so many stories. Don't be lost into the stories, but contemplate on the meaning. Come to the meaning. Don't worry about the story. Religion is not about stories. Stories, you find so many stories in Upanishads also. Kenopanishad, stories come. Gandharva, etc. So you should not question how Gandharva comes like this. Once I was telling in Evansville, I was telling that some story to drive home some point. I told that this fish comes from the ocean to the well, and here is a frog which is dwelling in the well, and frog asked the fish, where are you coming from? It said, I am coming from ocean, and the frog out of curiosity asked, what is that ocean? Then the fish said, it's very big water, all around is water, that's ocean. Then frog jumped, leaped from here to there and asked the fish, is your ocean this big? And fish said, no. The frog leaped again, 2-3 more leaps, this big? And fish said, no. Then frog said, then you are telling lies. There is no ocean as such. Because it has been living in the well, Kupastha Manduka. It is living in the well, so it cannot think of any other thing now. Like that I was explaining something. You know what happened? Once the lecture is over, somebody said, Swamiji, I have a doubt. I wonder how could ocean fish come into this well? Is this the doubt? How could that fish come to this? I said, through Kingfisher Airlines. Who is bothered? Meditate on the meaning. People are lost into that. After reading entire Bhagavad Gita, this fellow is asking, those horses white in color or different colors? Gita Saramsha. Tatha Shvetair Hayar Yuktaha. Then are they really white in color? Actually, how many horses, Swamiji? 4 or 5? Is this the debate? You should talk about Kshetrajnam Chapi Mam Vidhi, etc. Raise some doubts there. But you are asking what horse, what color? All other people, what they were doing when Krishna is teaching Arjuna. अरे चाय पी रहे होंगे भैया, छोड़ दो ना. Why are you bothered? People have these many doubts. What other fellows are doing? Let them do whatever they want. Except contemplating on the right teaching, you are lost into 101 things. Just leave away those stories. Religion is not a matter of facts. The stories are actually containers of this philosophy. Drink this chai and throw away the tumbler, that paper cup. Instead we are saying, I will throw away the tea and retain the paper cup. Adopted. परंपरा से आ रहा है भाई पेपर कप. हमारे बापूजी भी इसमें पिए, दादाजी में भी इसमें पिए. ऐसे थोड़ी छोड़ेंगे हम. I want paper cup. This is what our religion is. Religion is not a matter of facts, it's a matter of meaning. So if you take refuge in the real religion, of course, it will lead you towards the meaning. That meaning is Ananda. That meaning is happiness. Now, question comes, how to educate myself in this way? How can I learn to be conscious? How can I learn about something about thoughts, words, actions, etc.? Where should I go? Tvam Brahmamayaha. Another word, Brahma. Here Brahma stands for Veda, not Parabrahma, etc. Veda. Vedas are called Brahma. That is the reason this boy who gets initiated through that Yajnopavita is called Brahmachari. Brahmachari Nama Brahma Veda. He is the one who is now pursuing a study of Veda. So, take refuge in the teachings of Veda. Swadhyayo adhyetavyah. This is how scriptures say. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Let there be no inadvertence in Swadhyaya and Pravachana. In the pursuit of study, Veda. Acharya Bhagavad-pada says in Sadhana Panchakam, Vedo nityam adhiyatam, nityam, every day, nityam, Vedaha tvaya adhiyatam, by you, Veda must be studied. Here Veda implies wisdom. You must study wisdom literature. You must extract the teachings properly and make them your guide. Vedaha nityam adhiyatam. Now comes another question, what must be learnt from Vedic study, the scriptural study? Should I learn few mantras and magic and all that? No. Gnana and Vijnana you have to accumulate. Gnana and Vijnana. Gnana, general knowledge. Vijnana, particular knowledge. Also we can say Gnana, worldly knowledge. Vijnana, Brahma Vidya, the knowledge that releases you from the bondage. Upanishad says, presents this as Paravidya and Aparavidya. You must educate yourself with the help of wisdom literature, both these forms of wisdom. One in the form of transactional knowledge, another is in the form of self-knowledge. Mundaka Upanishad gives you the teaching. Dve vidye veditavye. Two vidyas, two knowledges must be learnt by you. Paracha, aparacha. So, this is called swadhyaya. When we go to wisdom literature, when we learn to extract such wisdom from the scripture, called swadhyaya. So we have learnt this now. We must learn how to be conscious of thoughts, words and actions, and that is the only beginning of spirituality and nothing else. Spirituality never begins with puja, japa, tapa, etc. They are all secondary. They come later on. First, here is this teaching. Yogasya prathamam dwaram. This is the first door towards a meaningful life. Astu, after food, after lunch, more deliberation is dangerous and injurious to health. Therefore, here I conclude this afternoon session, and tomorrow when we meet here, we will practice meditation. I will teach you a few more steps of it, and after that, we will understand what exactly this Swadhyaya comprises of and what is the quality of it. Is Swadhyaya reading different books, or is it some quality? What is the spirit of it? Is it merely reading or something else is hinted at? Swadhyaya is tapasya. So what exactly is that? Self-study. Swa adhyaya, self-study they say. It's all technical, but we will try our best to understand that. If you can imbibe that spirit, whatever you read, it becomes a Upanishad. Otherwise, you read Upanishad, it becomes a tranquilizer. You have not yet started Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. My Guru told me, Vedanta is for those people for whom each letter of Upanishad becomes so juicy. Like bhaktas, when they feel so happy, rasika, they feel so happy when they read Bhagavata, study Bhagavata, pibata Bhagavatam. Like that, when you are reading Isha Vasyamidagam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat, certain horripilation should happen. Such joy should come. Isha Vasyamidagam Sarvam. It should evoke a great sense of happiness. I am in the lap of that Ishvara. If you don't get that joy, Vedanta is not for you. Vedanta is not cerebral. It is a celebration. Now people have made all that a cerebral affair. Argument, this, that, my God. So much. Dry philosophy. So let us understand. If only we know how to do Swadhyaya, Vedanta becomes so juicy. I am told that you are all seriously pursuing studies in Vedanta. Therefore, this is very essential for all of us to understand that spirit. So here I conclude. I am so happy. Also, I feel so blessed for this Gnana Yajna. Bhagavan wants to bless us with Atma Vidya. Hence, he opens an avenue like this, wherein we can sit down calmly in this wonderful atmosphere. We can think about all this with so much gratitude, worshipful adorations, and prayers for progression towards meaningful life at the lotus feet of Mahaganapati. We conclude this afternoon's session. Let this conclusion culminate into the holy name of God. Let us joyfully, cheerfully sing Bhagavan's glory and His divine name and thus conclude this session. अब हिंदी में भजन सुनाएंगे, थोड़ा सुनिए, गाइए। जिस हाल में, जिस वेश में, जिस देश में रहो, जिस हाल में, जिस वेश में, जिस देश में रहो, राधा रमण, राधा रमण, राधा रमण कहो। Hey, you are forgetting one thing. Cheerful, 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 cheerful. हाँ, जिस हाल में, जिस वेश में, जिस देश में रहो, राधा रमण, राधा रमण, राधा रमण कहो। आहा, जिस नाम में, जिस काम में, जिस धाम में रहो, आहा, जिस काम में, जिस धाम में, जिस नाम में रहो, राधा रमण, राधा रमण, राधा रमण कहो। जिस संग में, जिस ढंग में, जिस भंग में रहो, जिस संग में, जिस रंग में, जिस ढंग में रहो, राधा रमण, राधा रमण, राधा रमण कहो। जिस योग में, जिस भोग में, जिस रोग में रहो, जिस योग में, जिस भोग में, जिस रोग में रहो, राधा रमण, राधा रमण, राधा रमण कहो। 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 Swamiji, why are you rubbing all this on us? Why are you forcing us to राधा रमण कहो, राधा रमण कहो? ऐसा क्यों आप जिद्दी करते हो? Says one aspect of your own being, singing the anthem of antagonism. Then tell that mind. You should say Radharaman, because you came alone, you go alone, nothing follows.
You came alone, you go alone, nothing follows.
You came alone, you go alone, nothing follows.
You came alone, you go alone,
For you.
follows.
I am singing for you in English now. You came alone, you go alone, nothing follows.
You came alone, you go alone, nothing follows.
Do bhajan, do kirtan, that will follow.
Do bhajan, do kirtan, that will follow.
You came empty, go empty, nothing follows.
Came empty, go empty, nothing follows.
Do you have any doubt? Then sing it aloud. You came empty, go empty, nothing follows.
You came empty, go empty, nothing follows.
Do bhajan, do kirtan, that will follow.
Do bhajan, do kirtan, that will follow.
You came weeping, you go weeping, nothing follows.
Nothing follows.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes. No. You came weeping, but you should not go weeping. That's my intention. Otherwise, what is the purpose of all this? Huh? But still, we'll sing. You came weeping, oh mind. You are telling your mind, dear mind, don't say no to all this. You came weeping, you go weeping, nothing follows.
You came weeping, go weeping, nothing follows.
Therefore, Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Radha Raman kaho. 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 बोलिए वृंदावन विहारी लाल की स्वराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेष भवत्कृपा श्री महिम प्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्री गुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम. If anyone has doubts etc., write down on a piece of paper, then bring it tomorrow, give to my volunteers here. Then in the course of discourse I will try to address them. So we don't have enough time for questions and answers etc. Nor we are in a position to ask questions properly. To ask a question we need lot of background. Just like that we cannot ask, where is Starbucks, Swamiji? आप त्रिकाल दृष्टा हो, बताओ कहाँ है, ऐसे थोड़ी पूछते हैं. Therefore question implies a great scholarship. So generally I tell my students, you do Shravana more and more, then all questions will find an answer in yourself. Outer answers, 100 answers will come, but they won't change anything. In fact, the questioner himself knows the answer better than the guru and all that, because guru, a young fellow, and Sishyas are quite seniors and they have been attending satsang, so satsang. Rather, they can teach Dakshinamurti also. That seniority they have. You know all the answers, but they don't work. Because whatever I tell, that will be an explanation. Answer is that which takes birth in you. Outside thing is an explanation to satisfy situation, to just calm the crying baby. I won't really work. Answer can be found only in the heart. Therefore, this question answer is a business छोड़ दीजिए. One more session we have to revel in this joy. मस्त होइए पहले. क्वेश्चंस रख के क्यों आप ऐसे दीवाने हो जाते हो? भगवान के दीवाने बनो. अब इतना अच्छा सत्संग हो रहा है. So many things are being defined. The dynamic definitions of all those words, dharma, shastra, shraddha. Shraddha, for the first time people have understood now what shraddha really means. Therefore, let us enjoy like that. Therefore, don't bother with questions. And Swamiji, but if you don't understand, enjoy. Who has understood? Do you think the person sitting beside you understands everything? No, they are as good as you. Enjoy. Forget question, answer and all that. Just listen. Because tomorrow's topic is very essential, not only for spiritual life, but for life itself. Swadhyaya is for life. I shall present to you the dynamic expression of it. So, Shubham, still if you feel some questions I have, okay, write it on a piece of paper and give to them. Let me see how it all works out. Mahan santoshaha shvaha milamaha punaha.